books will be returned to classrooms in Sweden. In 2023, the Swedish government announced the return of the country's schools to educational basics, focusing on skills such as reading and writing, especially in the lower grades. Paper textbooks and books will now return to classrooms, and students will learn to write by hand with pencil or pen. The Swedish government is also planning to make schools across the country mobile phone-free. Last year alone, the Swedish Ministry of Education allocated $83 million for the purchase of textbooks and teaching aids for teachers. In a country with a population of about 11 million people, the goal is for every student to have a printed textbook in every subject. The government also allocated $54 million for the purchase of fiction and popular science literature for students. Previously, Sweden and many other countries abandoned paper textbooks in favor of tablets and digital resources. Now, Linda Felt, a researcher in teacher education at Linnaeus University, has written that the decision to invest in paper textbooks and reduce the focus on digital devices was driven by several factors, including questions about how well-founded classroom digitalization was. There has also been a broader cultural reappraisal. Sweden positioned itself as a leader in digital education, but over time, concerns have arisen about screen time, distraction, decreased ability to read deeply, and loss of basic skills such as sustained attention and handwriting. Reform advocates believe that basic skills, especially reading, writing, and counting, should be firmly established first, and paper textbooks are often better suited for this purpose. Between 2000 and 2012, Swedish students' scores on standardized tests steadily declined in reading, math, and science. Although they recovered between 2012 and 2018, by 2022 these results had fallen again. Although it is unclear exactly how much of the trend is due to digitalization, there is some evidence that analog learning materials work better than screen learning. However, this applies more to explanatory texts than narrative texts. Swedish officials emphasize that digital technologies should be introduced into education only at an age when they contribute to, rather than hinder, student learning. Naomi Barron, Professor Emeritus of Linguistics at American University, notes that the trend in the United States is still reversed. This is partly due to financial incentives. Firstly, commercial textbook publishers actively promote digital materials, mainly for financial reasons, often ignoring research comparing comprehension when reading printed and digital books. Barron also wrote that American educators themselves are often unaware of the large body of scientific research in this area, and instead focus on saving money for students or school districts. Meanwhile, in Australia, 2 years after the ban on smartphones and mobile devices was introduced, children began to study better in most states. Students started playing more, communicating with each other, and interaction between students and teachers improved. Like and subscribe for more educational content.